Well, after NBC6 confirmed that Alligator Alcatraz is going to shut down in June, concern from families who still have loved ones locked up inside. NBC6 politics reporter Hatzel Vela, who's been covering the facility since it opened, is live in our newsroom with more this evening. Hatzel.
We just talked to a woman who says her father has been there 4 months. He's one of hundreds of men ICE says have been held at the facility, and most we have found have no criminal convictions. Justo Betancourt is currently at Alligator Alcatraz. His family tells us he was first detained at his routine immigration check-in.
I panicked. I think I was in a state of panic.
His daughter says the 54-year-old Cuban man has been at the Everglades facility 4 months now after the feds tried to deport him. Like many other families we've talked to since the facility opened, Betancourt's daughter complains about the conditions inside and calls for an independent investigation.
People need to be held accountable, and that investigation needs to be thorough.
According to ICE records, last month, the average daily population was about 1,400 inmates. And when NBC6 looked at the numbers, we learned close to 60% were classified as, quote, no ICE threat. According to ICE, that means the majority of people there do not have criminal convictions.
Those numbers illustrate the failure of this detention center to begin with. When it was built without any public input in the middle of the Everglades last summer, officials said they needed to put it out there because they were going to house the worst of the worst. And clearly that's not the case.
Eve Samples is the executive director of Friends of the Everglades, an environmental group that filed a lawsuit alleging the state's plan to open the facility never went through an environmental review as required by federal law. The organization sued the state in order to get public records, which she says show the state has spent $1.2 million a day to run the place. The state is waiting for the federal government to reimburse more than $600 million. And it's been reported that the detention camp would cost roughly $1.1 billion by June. Today, the governor justified the hefty price tag.
What is the cost of allowing illegal immigration to continue to overrun our society? I think those costs are staggering. And so we've saved taxpayers' money.
Even when the so-called Alligator Alcatraz closes, Sample says her organization is concerned about the potential impact to the Everglades.
So this will not be a win for the Everglades unless all the harm to this site is fully remediated. We know that at least 20 acres of new asphalt were laid at the site without any public environmental review. We need to look at the impacts to the surrounding wetlands as a result of that new asphalt. Also, there are impacts to Florida panther habitat.
Sample says her organization will continue the fight in court until the facility is finally shut down. State officials have repeatedly denied allegations of poor conditions inside and will not provide details about the future of the facility. In the newsroom, Hatzel Vela, NBC6 News.